Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shred's Takes. This is Mike Schretter here. On this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use there's an app on my computer that can use to simulate plays. I'm going to show you from a drawing standpoint what the Denver Nuggets do offensively and explain why it's been so effective against the Lakers defense. So without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like this video and make sure to follow me on Shred's Takes podcast as well on TikTok at Shred's Takes. So again, let's get into it, guys. I'm going to share my screen for a second here, and we will get into this. So here we go. So let's start out. What I want to explain right now in this segment is I want to explain what the Nuggets do offensively. So first play I want to get into is their step-up ball screen. You saw this happen a lot last night. So this is how I want to explain it to you guys, okay? So to play the full animation, I'll explain right now. So if you see the beginning, the 5 would represent Jokic. The 1 in this situation would represent Jamal Murray. So what happens is they space the floor. They have 3 on one side. So if you see this perfectly here, you have Jokic saying a step-up ball screen. He kind of runs down and then steps at the step-up ball screen. Jamal Murray's going to dribble off this into like the wing area, and Jokic is going to pop. So what that does right there, to freeze it there, is that allows Jamal Murray to play one-on-one, and Jokic popping, you have to respect that. So you can't help a whole lot on that one-on-one matchup, right? So that the difference is a lot of times with step-up ball screens is you roll to the basket. In this situation, you see Jokic pops, and those guys are open on the other side. And that's basically how it works. Either Jamal Murray can play one-on-one from that action, or he can throw it back to Jokic. The 4 would slip back door, and then the 2 and the 3 would set like a split screen action on that side. So that's kind of like a quick hitter they like to go to in their offense. It was very effective last night in the first half for Jamal Murray. Let's go to play number 2 right now, which is the dribble handoff series. This has been killing the Lakers all series, and I'll explain why. So what happens is, so you have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope as the 2. He sprints through, and Bruce Brown would be the 3 in the situation. He sets like a little like kind of stagger screen to open up Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and then he'll pop up to the corner from the corner right here. So see that screen there? Pop up. The 3 will move out. So what happens is, obviously, Bruce Brown, the situation, move out here. Jamal Murray then would enter this into Jokic. What he'll do then is he'll run down to about below the elbow area. Jokic will have the ball. He'll be surveying, kind of seeing if this action right here is open, right? So this is the one brilliance about Jokic, is his ability to open up the floor and see, look, does Aaron Gordon right here on the 4 spot, is he open? Or are these guys going to be open on that split action? Is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope open? Is Bruce Brown open? If not, what they really are looking to do is Jokic is setting this handoff right here, the dribble handoff, and Murray's going to cut up right from the elbow and come right off of that for a shot. That's something that if you watch that continuously, watch game 4. This is an action they go to many, many times in a game, and this allows them to be really successful. It's one of their better actions. They're the best dribble handoff series team in the NBA, and that's one way they try and do it. So there's that action. So that's play number 2. And what they're looking to get from that play generally is just, again, a way to get Jamal Murray a bucket. And then when Jamal Murray comes off, usually Jokic will pop. Jokic will short roll if they blitz the ball screen. Now, this is their up screen to post split screen action. Play they run a lot for Jokic to let him make a decision whether he wants to go one-on-one. If they do that, if they like the one-on-one matchup, they'll space the court. But sometimes what they'll do here is they'll do a split screen action. So what they do here is is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope will set an up screen or like a diagonal screen here for Jokic. Jokic will pop over to like the right block area. They'll be swung to MPJ, which will be swung right into Jokic. And what will happen is Murray will space out. Aaron Gordon will rise up, or this is Michael Porter Jr. or whatever, with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope right here. And then what happens from here is the 3 will space out, the 2 will pop, and the 4 will go back door. So this you see this a lot in the first game with D'Angelo Russell. They set this split screen. It's a read. So if they see that they can be able to get this back door, they take it. If not, what happens usually is instead, if this action's not open, they allow Jokic to play one-on-one here in the post. So again, it's a brilliant action because, again, you have shooter on this side. You have a shooter going to the top. You have a guy here for an outlet here, and then you have a guy going backdoor. So a lot of different actions, and it's tough to guard that, especially because also you have to make sure that you prevent Jokic from getting the ball, which is easier said than done. So then, as you see here, Jokic will feed that inside, and it'll be a layup or a dunk every single time. So if you don't guard that correctly. So that's play number 3 that I wanted to show here. And the last thing is this has been probably their biggest strength has been their transition. So I have Jokic as the ball handler because Jokic likes to push the ball up the court a lot. So you have Aaron Gordon rolling to the rim. You have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope popping the corner. You have Michael Porter Jr. going to the corner. And then you have Jokic dribbling down. What happens a lot of times in situations is usually he'll be able to throw it ahead to Aaron Gordon here, throw it ahead to these shooters. That's what he's been able to get a lot in this series. But if that doesn't work out, what they like to go into is Murray will pop to that left elbow area. Jokic will dribble over, give a little dribble handoff. Murray will pull off of it, and then Jokic will pop. So then what happens in that situation is Murray will drive here to the right side, and then Jokic will pop, and then that's going to be the action. And then basically from there, Jokic can go dribble handoff on this side, and then they can space the court, and then Jokic does what he does best, which is, again, that short roll dominance, right? So with all those actions I just showed you, what they're trying to look for is a way to basically get the defense consistently moving and in getting in multiple rotations, right? And the reason why the dribble handoff series is so tough is because they're really good setting up their cuts. And also a lot of times too, they have a lot of size, right? And Jokic just knows how to also go right. And when you do a dribble handoff, you have to dribble right at the defender. Jokic is so good that he flips it right back to Murray. So that allows that offense to be really effective. That's what I wanted to do today on this segment. I wanted to kind of break down their plays so you guys have a better idea of what exactly they're looking for in those offensive actions. So without further ado, that's going to do it for me on today's show. It's a really quick one, but I just want to break down some plays. I will be back later next week with hopefully a guest to talk about more basketball, but today was just a breakdown of some of the Nuggets offense. So appreciate you taking the time. Again, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow Schretter Takes Podcast on Instagram, and also make sure I just started a TikTok called Schretter Takes. Make sure to check that out as well. I post a lot of these clips on that as well using CapCut. So I will see you guys soon. Have a good rest of your Sunday.